I said I wanted to create a to-do app. So, okay, so if you go to the Chrome extension store, or just search Artesco extension, I built a to-do app way back when, and you can install this. So we're going to build something similar, and I'm going to let you guys build your own components. There's going to be, I have Edge. I can install it on Edge. All right. Hello. Not now. Okay. I'm gonna pin it. Okay. So a to-do list is like one of the simplest apps, right? Get groceries. Eggs. Add the item. Milk. Butter, right? So what I'm going to help you do is get a little more practice with JavaScript, get a little more practice with styles, and some more practice with HTML in general. So this is like one of the simplest things that we can do. And then after that, it gives you the foundation to build more advanced stuff. So yeah, if you can demonstrate a good understanding of HTML, CSS, like you can create themes as well. Like I can toggle this light and dark. I prefer dark, and there are going to be people that prefer the light theme, but you give them that option, right? So, all right. If you want to use it as a reference, so, all right. So we talked a little bit last time. Do you guys want to try building your own components for a little bit? What you can do is create like a components folder inside source, and then start creating your own components, like a button component. Let's all keep it all lowercase, right? So if you create that Svelte file, and then you can add your own styles to it, and I'll teach you how to simulate all of the regular button functionality when we get there. But for now, just focus on creating a style for your button. We've done this before. So if you just do a button, a style tag, and then you can style the button, right? Okay. And then we're going to create a couple of components. Should be an input component, a checkbox component, and I think those are the only three that we really need. So I'll let you guys get to that. I'm going to help set up a little bit. Signing up for Git, if you guys haven't signed up for that yet. So while we're doing that, if you guys can go to github.com and just sign up. One thing that we want to start doing is using Svelte's features a little more. With a regular button, with just a button, it's not going to be useful to us. So what we want is inside our button, we're going to add a slot. So what this allows us to do is when we use this button, it gives us a place where we can change the text inside this button. So, okay, it doesn't have to be text, but generally you want text. And you can add like images like we did with the dog with the X and O characters. So go ahead and add this slot. And I also want you guys to, inside the button tag, the first opening button tag, I want you to do an on click. Just on click and nothing else. It's for the to-do list. Create this folder under source. Yeah, and then create a button.svelte, a checkbox.svelte, and input.svelte. And then for the button component, it's going to have a slot and an on-click event. That's all you want to add for now. And we can add features later on, but that's all you need for now. You don't have to add these comments. This is for you guys. And these styles are not mandatory. This is just demonstration of what you can add to your own. Or, okay, let's do 20 pixels. Border radius, okay, so a little bit of sample styles to get you started. Yeah, we should probably look at all of the properties that are available at another time. But let's just get something basic up for now. I'm going to do the input next. Okay, so input type equals text. Okay, and we're going to add our styles as well here. And generally, with an input control, you want to have a label with it. And this is for accessibility. We'll talk about accessibility at another time. But it is good practice to have this setup. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to have a slot for the label. Okay. I want to show them on the page, but I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. They're going to be empty components, so I'm going to make it more simple. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. We're just going to add a border. So if we want to use those components, yeah, we should create a new route soon. All right, so we've done components before. Our player component was a component. This is not that different, right? The only thing that's different here is we now want to provide it with some blank spot, right? This is the blank spot. It's a placeholder that we can put whatever we want into it. So I'm going to use the existing page. I'm just going to put it at the very bottom, right above the styles, to say, and when you import these buttons, it's actually going to be a capital case. It does that for some reason, so we're just going to do a capital letter button. Hello. It should show green. So the regular buttons are the blue buttons. The new components that we're building should have this green button to tell us that it's a component.
It's orange.
Do you have something special going on over there?
I don't know. All the colors that you have is different. Like your blue is my red.
Okay, that's fine. It's just a different theme.
Wait, I gotta check.
The game over button and the
red. The regular button.
Right. So it's different, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I save this now and go to our page. Okay. So you should see something under your tic-tac-toe board that says hello. Okay. And if you have any troubles, let me know. Let me put them up side by side. So we just added this and the buttons on the right. Okay. 1 second. Can you follow along with the next part? We're gonna take a look at.
I haven't done the input by the way.
Yeah.
I'm not finished.
Yeah. Do the input. And if you want to try it out, like same thing with button input. Okay. Pay attention for a little bit. When you're trying to use the components, pay attention. When you type out these tags, it's not going to automatically import it for you. So when I'm typing it and I just close it, it doesn't import it for you. What you want to do is go back, erase the last character and retype it, and then it's going to present you with this list. This is the autocomplete. What you want to do is find the one on the list that is the one that we're looking for, and in our case, this should be the second item. So you can tell it says add import from ... /components/input. So that is the file structure. It goes up one folder level to look for the components.
I'm having some trouble.
Okay. So you just want to click that and
No. On input. I have a bigger problem.
You too. You need to have your semicolons. Okay. So especially for styles, if you're missing a semicolon, so I've seen a couple of people do it today. So if you have missing semicolons with your styles, the CSS is going to complain. So anything you add afterwards is going to be wonky. Font size 16 pixels. No, it's not going to take it.
Something has error in this password. Fly. I think you missed the semicolon.
That was for demonstration, right? So please remember the semicolons at the end. What I saw Waylon do just now was
I didn't do that before.
He had a space at the end of his import, and that broke his import. So that will not work. right? So for programming, typos and random characters are not going to work. Please remember that. And when you finish typing something, pay attention. It will tell you pretty quickly if you have something wrong, right? So that took about a second. I remove it, it fixes it. Okay? So please pay attention.
Can go back up? Go back up?
Yep. So the checkbox is actually very similar to the input. I'm actually going to copy everything from input and put it in the checkbox component. Yeah, I'm just going to do that right now. I'm just copying all of the stuff from input, everything from input, and putting it in checkbox for now. There should be a label and an input, but the input is now a checkbox. And then I can add that checkbox to the very bottom as well. Next week, we're going to start creating routes so that we don't have to live on the same page as the tic-tac-toe game. All right, we're nearing the end. If you guys have any issues with these buttons or components that we just created, it should show up on your page. So that checkbox looks like that. I'll put the code back on the screen. You make mistakes and you learn, okay? Don't get frustrated. There's always a solution if you just look. I'm going to have to make lots of notes this time. These components are pretty ugly. We need to do a lot to make them look nicer.